So when you're wide, it looks more like this coming down. When you're narrow, it looks more like this.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching Be Better Golf. We are out here at Superstition Mountain Golf Club early in the morning with Milo Lines. How's it going?
Good, how are you
Milo?
doing?
Doing good. We've been doing a whole bunch of videos out here as part of this project called The Driving Force. We'll tell you more about later. But Milo, in that we've been talking about a lot of lower body movements, and I didn't want to forget a very important part of it, part of the golf swing, is what the upper body's doing. And also, especially how it relates to width. So what should we be thinking of as far as width?
Well, we want to make sure that we have some structure to our swing. So most good players, when you watch them swing, their trail arm doesn't really fold up much more than 90. So it's gonna be fairly wide at the top of the swing. So when they get here, something like this, and then as they transition, that is staying the same, more or less. You don't see them breaking down, because when you do that, you lose a lot of control of the face.
Yeah, when I was talking to the guys from Gears, and I was asking them some of the key differences between amateurs and really good players, is that this right arm gets really narrow, and especially in transition. So show us what's a good drill for somebody that is watching their swing, and they can kind of feel that they're kind of like, if there was an orange there, they'd be squeezing the juice out of it before they sling it. So how to fix that?
Well, I like to do a lot of things where we don't let it fold at all, and learn how to get the wrists to hinge independent, because a lot of people are folding that up, and this trail arm's getting behind them. It gets real narrow, and the width of the right arm actually dictates how shallow the club's going to come down as well. So if this gets narrow, you're going to be steep. If it's wide, you're going to be really shallow coming down.
Okay, describe that for me, because when shallow recently has been talked about in like a down the line way as far as shallow, but you mean like shallow like in a...
No, I mean both.
Okay.
So the width of this arm dictates how shallow the club comes down here. If I'm narrow, it's going to come down much more steep, and it's also going to create a lot bigger flat spot at the bottom. So people who are narrow are going to have more of like a V shape at the bottom. People who have a wide right arm or trail arm are going to have more of a wide bottom on their swing.
Okay, so show us you hitting that drill a few times.
So we'll have very little fold. Like that. When that's real wide, I'll go straight.
All right, I'll try that. So for everybody at home, what they're going to try to do is basically take a big swing and feel like this right arm is staying straight. And so any hinge you're getting is more from the wrist.
Yeah, it's wrist hinge more than it is elbow hinge.
So big turn and a wrist hinge. I feel like when I get wide, sometimes I'll hit that shot, you know, that straight and then hook.
Okay. Well, we got to make sure as we go through that we don't twist it.
Oh, gotcha. Wide. Am I getting this part right?
Close.
That feels wide.
It's wider than normal for you.
Okay.
You normally let it fold up pretty good, and then even fold up a little bit more in transition.
And then snap it straight.
Yep.
So wide. So we can almost feel like wide to wider. Wide to wider. Okay. I fatted it, but that feels more like what I should be doing.
These were your first 4 swings of the day.
Yeah. How's it looking though?
That's good.
There you go.
Right here.
That's interesting. Why does being so wide then bring ball flight down?
Because your angle of attack into the ball is a little bit more shallow, so if you notice, your divots are pretty shallow there other than the one.
Yeah.
And this wrist is maintaining its hinge longer. So you're looking more like this versus like that.
Show us stand back here, show us in the face on.
So when you're wide, it looks more like this coming down. When you're narrow, it looks more like this. So this trail elbow, when it's wide, for you it stays more out in front of you the whole time. When you get narrow, it falls back behind you.
So when you're getting narrow, not only is it bending this way, but it's bending behind you like this.
And then you never get it back out in front of you, so
and then the momentum goes that way.
Yep.
Rather than being wide. All right, because I always talk about this like Iron Man's light that's on his chest. For narrow, the light is not anywhere near his hands. But for wide, we can keep it more in front like this.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Wide, wider. Yeah, that's a nice flight. I like that. And really, there's not that much of a difference between doing this and then your regular swing. It's not really.
No, I try to feel that in my real swing.
It's not really even a drill, is it?
Not really. It's a feeling that you can actually transfer into your real swing.
Right. More of a real swing. I like the flight of it. It's much lower than. Hey, thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button and you'll get to see a lot more cool golf videos like the one we're making right now. Here with Milo Lines. This is a part 2 of our width discussion, which I think this part is going to be the more interesting one. So show us, before we get into any deep discussion about it, just show us 2 shots, Milo. I want you to hit a normal shot that way. What club is that?
7-iron?
Yeah, so hit a normal shot with your 7-iron, and then I want you to hit this drill we're talking about. This drill for arm structure and width. Milo was saying almost everybody, amateurs, get that right arm 2-fold. Oh, it's a perfect shot.
Okay.
So now this is, so give us a quick overview or recap of what the drill is here.
So the drill is to feel like you don't let your trail arm fold up at all, and you just set your wrist a little bit, and we're going to hit a little shot. Something like that.
Okay.
I hit it a little fast, but
It's okay.
pretty good.
You did the drill right though.
Yep.
What is the connection between getting that right arm overfolded and then overfolded even more and then it being dumped at impact? How do those 2 things connect?
There's a big connection. When my arc is wide, my power source has to come from within. It's going to be from the middle of me. And so to be able to create speed, now I'm going to activate my body and turn more. When my arc gets narrow and my arm gets real folded up, now I feel like I've got a lot of power right here. And so I wind up throwing that.
Yeah, it feels powerful.
It feels strong.
Yeah.
Doesn't create a lot of speed, and it creates bad dynamics. So that's the real connection. It's what it makes your body do. Also, where it puts your arms relative to your body. So we're looking to get to impact somewhere in this ballpark. But if my right arm is really folded up and kind of back behind me here, it's going to be really difficult to get up to there. It's just out of whack. Where if it's wide like this, all I have to do is just unwind and I'm there.
The width of your arms is kind of dictating how in front or behind your rotation you get with your hands.
For sure.
So if I bend my right arm a lot, guys, and you can see like if the front of my chest is this way, like this Iron Man light we were talking about, you can see how behind it is. And if all I do is extend that right arm, see, it comes in front of me. And an extension of that at impact is, see, that's in front of me and that's behind me. Is that right?
Yep. So if your arm is behind you, what are you going to do with the club head?
Well, yeah, if you got to hit it.
You're going to hit the ball and flick at it.
So if I try to do a disciplined version of your drill, it'd be like wide to basically like armpit height, right?
Yep.
With a full wrist hinge, and then
just turn through and hit a little chip shot.
About that speed, right?
Yep.
Oh, it was really good.
That's perfect.
And what do you think impact will look like when I freeze that video?
Good.
Okay. Good. What's good?
Well, the handle will be up near your shoe.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Everything will look about right.
Rather than
hands back and flipping at it.
Okay. So I've always wondered with impact, Milo, how can I keep that same relationship as far as impact happening with this wider swing as I go and start to build up speed? Why does speed start to destroy your impact so much, or my impact so much?
So a lot of times when you reach for more, instead of making a bigger turn and keeping the same good arm structure, your arms do most of it. So your body really hasn't turned that far, but your arms have gone a long ways. Now you're in trouble. So
what's the proper way to hit it harder then? Faster and swing faster.
Just you turn up the velocity of how your body unwinds. You don't want to try to swat at it harder with your hands. You want to figure out how to get out of your own way quicker.
Right. So I'm gonna do the drill as a swing and then hit the ball like a regular shot. So there, right?
Yep.
If I turn that up a little bit. Okay, Hugh, let's check that impact out. Bring it over here in front of the camera. There you go.
Yeah, that's tight.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The club still hasn't passed your left arm one frame after you hit it.
There we go.
So that's significantly different than your normal.
And why is that so important for consistency?
Because it means that club is stable through the ball.
It's still being towed by your body.
It's still being towed by your body, and you haven't thrown all the angles too soon.
Cool. I never really realized such a strong connection between width and then impact. I've been going like this and desperately trying to hold impact or create impact. You know,
You can't do it.
hard to do.
Yeah, when you do that, your body all gets out in front of you. A lot of things happen that are off. Okay, last ball for me.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. You can see more with Milo on his page, YouTube page, Golfletics. Also, we wanted to do this upper body discussion because we're doing this really cool video series called The Driving Force with Milo, myself, and also Dr. Scott Lynn, who has been out here for the last 2 days with his swing catalyst plate, really getting into what happens into the ground and how the best players in the world, and also how we can utilize that force more to hit a lot more consistent, better drives. See you later. Bye.